Hello, everybody. Welcome to Everything Animated. Today we are discussing Season 3 of SNAFU, Episode 2. And what an episode indeed. With this particular episode, we finally get the flashback to where Yui, Yukino, and Hachiman go to Yukino's house, confront Hirano, her sister, and basically they tell her what's what. They say, you know what? I've been told my whole life what to do. I've been told my life how I should feel, how I should go about things. But now what I want to do is what I feel is best. And from what I remember, what that was is Yukino wants. She doesn't want to follow in her parents' footsteps because I think they have a business. From what I remember, they like to keep everything vague in this anime, especially right now. Hopefully it's going to lead to something towards the end, and I'm sure it will. But yeah, that whole scene was Hirano just basically listening, and she's going, "Okay, I accept your decision. It may not be something that I think is going to change your life, and things are going to be basically the same, but I'll stick by your side because I'm your big sister." So that leads to Yukino getting ready to pack and leave, and Yui's helping her out. Hachiman's like, "I'm just going to go home," which then leads to both Hirano and Hachiman walking and talking for a bit. And this is a scene where it's cool, but at the same time, it's a little. I think it's trying to send another message at the same time, because we have Hachiman talking about, of course, I like Yukino. I'm like an older brother to her, and Hirano's being her flirtatious, kind of devious self. But then there's a scene, like towards the very end, where she says, "I'm not drunk. I can never be drunk. And I'm calling it right now. You're someone that can never get drunk either." And that kind of had my head scratching, because I'm just like, is this talking about physical drunkenness, or is it talking about whenever people get drunk, their true inhibitions come out? Or when people drink, that they try to mask whatever they feel so that they don't have to suffer through it? Because usually when people drink, they hide from a past or something. That's what I'm thinking, maybe what that represents. I may just be a little slow when it comes to that. So if you guys happen to know what that entails, leave a little comment to express what you think that particular scene means, because that one in particular, I was just like, I wonder what that means. The next scene after that, we see Hachiman basically kind of making his way to the club, and Yui is right behind him. I find it kind of neat how in the past he kind of never waited for anybody, but it's the little subtleties that you see in the show where he's actually stopping and waiting. And it even surprised her, because she runs into him. Yui runs into Hachiman. I was like, I didn't think you'd stop. And that right there is change in character for him. They walk and talk. They eventually get to the club, see that it's locked. Hachiman goes to the front, and of course we see, best girl, aka Sensei. I forget her damn name, I'm sorry. And she we see her just for a split second, because then after that she's just like, "Oh yeah, I gave the key to Yukino already." They're in the club, they're chatting, chit-chatting away. Then all of a sudden we are introduced to, once again, an old classic from season 2, Aroha. She comes in and basically comes in with a presentation and says, "Look, this is a prom. There's a video of a prom. Let's do a prom." And There's no rhyme or reason why she really wants it. She just kind of says that she wants it before time kind of slips away. And that makes me think that she's not doing this just for herself. She's doing it for somebody. And it might be the one that she had a crush on in season 2. You know, the really handsome dude. Hayato, I think that's his name. But this then leads to talking back and forth. And we kind of see that even though there's a little uncertainty, eventually, I guess Yukino and Aroha share kind of like a scene where she's saying, why do you want to do this? And she's very just like straightforward to it. And she's like, okay, let's do it for you. And it just came as a shock to Aroha. So much so that she came up and gave her a big old hug and called her Yukinoshita senpai. And they were like, what did she just call you? You can tell something's up with Yui. And I suggest, if you want to watch this on second viewing, because you really start connecting the pieces. Because a bombshell happens at the end of this episode. At the very end of this episode, we get another flashback to where Yui and Yukino, Yui's helping Yukino pack, get things ready. Yukino gets a call from her sister, and then all of a sudden, she leaves the room. So then, Yui, being curious, looks around the bedroom, sees all these different stuffed animals, sees this. She sees a little, I guess you could say like a little, bag that kind of slips from behind this panda. She thinks about it, stops, says it's not mine, I shouldn't look at it. But then she says, fuck it, opens it up and looks at it. And right then and there is a picture of when both, when all three of them actually went to that amusement park. But it was when Yukino and Hachiman went down that log ride, and there's a picture of her as plain as day, her holding on to like his jacket, and Yui just looks all kinds of just awestruck. She has so many emotions going through her: sadness, realization. Her lips are quivering, kind of not really crying, not really trying to cry, because she knows she's in her house and doesn't want to show that she saw it. And she gives a really good dialogue at the end, basically saying, I had been there before, I've always been so close, I've always been at the doorstep, meaning she's been right there wanting to say her true feelings about Hachiman, but she's only been peeking in through, she's only been, kind of just like glancing, but never went through that door, signifying that she's got no self-confidence. As pretty a girl as she is, she's got zero self-confidence, and it definitely shows in this episode. And you could see hints of it in the past, but now it comes full circle this time around. And I just love what she says at the end. She's like, this is why I never wanted anything genuine. Who talked about something being genuine in the past? Hachiman. Hachiman was sick and tired of things being the same, and he wanted he wanted something genuine. When it came to her, she wanted the selfish route, and she wanted to have everything remain the same. That way she could never be hurt. That way she wouldn't have to ever confess her feelings, and everything should go the same. But again, that's naivety. That's the whole, life itself just never remains the same. It always changes. Society changes. Everything in this world changes. And I feel bad for her. I really do. Because you could tell that it's a genuine crush whenever it comes to Hachiman. But, she kind of sees that she's like getting farther and farther behind in this whole so to speak, like relationship. She wants to be friends with Yukino. She wants to be friends with Hachiman, maybe even more. But she realizes, and she's scared, that that's probably never going to be the same. The second somebody says their true feelings about anybody in this trio, it all comes crumbling down. And that could be scary to anybody who's used to things remaining the same. But anyway, that was this episode. It was a really good episode. Let us know what you think. Give us a like. Give us some comments of what you thought. Are you ready for the next episode? Because I sure am. It looks like they're already doing the prom already. Alright. See you in the next video.